In today's world, we often hear the term strong woman used in various contexts. But what does it truly mean to be a strong woman? It's not simply about physical strength, nor is it about the loudest voice in the room or the most dominant personality. A strong woman exhibits a unique blend of traits that are often overlooked, undervalued, or misunderstood. To be a strong woman is to demonstrate resilience, integrity, emotional maturity, and a profound understanding of one's worth. First, a strong woman is someone who knows her own value and understands that her worth is not dependent on external validation. This may seem like an obvious point, but it is something that many women struggle with. In a society that often places women in roles of comparison to others, constantly measuring them against some idealized standard, it can be easy to forget that one's worth is inherent, not contingent upon achievement or the opinions of others. A strong woman is one who recognizes her own intrinsic value, regardless of her career, her relationships, or her social status. She understands that her self-worth is independent of the praise or criticism she receives, and that her confidence is rooted in her own understanding of herself, not the approval of others. To possess this self-awareness is not a trait that many develop easily. It requires self-reflection, self-discipline, and often the courage to stand alone. The truth is, a strong woman does not seek constant reassurance. She isn't paralyzed by doubt because she has learned to trust in her own abilities and judgment. In a world that continually tries to tell her who she should be, she is unwavering in her commitment to being true to herself. This level of self-knowledge is the foundation upon which strength is built. The second sign of a strong woman is her capacity for emotional regulation. Emotional maturity is not just about being able to control one's emotions, but rather it is about having the ability to process and respond to emotions in a healthy and constructive way. Emotions, in and of themselves, are neither good nor bad. They are simply part of the human experience. What separates a strong woman from others is her ability to experience these emotions without being overwhelmed or controlled by them. She does not allow anger, sadness, frustration, or fear to dictate her actions. Instead, she confronts these emotions, understands where they come from, and uses them to navigate situations more wisely. Emotional regulation also means taking responsibility for one's feelings and actions. A strong woman doesn't blame others for her emotional state. She recognizes that, while external circumstances can influence her emotions, it is ultimately her responsibility to manage how she responds. This does not mean suppressing her feelings or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means acknowledging her emotions, but choosing not to let them rule her. Through this, she exhibits maturity and wisdom. She is capable of managing stress, remaining calm under pressure, and engaging with life's challenges with a sense of inner stability. A third characteristic of a strong woman is the willingness to face adversity head-on. It's easy to remain composed when life is going smoothly, when there are no obstacles in the way. But true strength is revealed in the face of hardship. A strong woman does not shy away from challenges. In fact, she embraces them. She understands that adversity is an inevitable part of life, and that facing it head-on is the only way to grow. Whether it's dealing with a personal loss, a professional setback, or a difficult relationship, a strong woman does not let fear or discomfort hold her back. Her strength is not about being fearless, but about finding the courage to move forward despite fear. She does not crumble under pressure, nor does she allow herself to be consumed by setbacks. Instead, she looks at challenges as opportunities for growth, learning, and self-improvement. A strong woman knows that the road to success is rarely linear, and that the obstacles she faces today will only serve to make her stronger in the future. Another sign of a strong woman is her ability to set and maintain boundaries. Boundaries are essential for preserving one's mental and emotional health, and a strong woman is someone who knows when and how to establish them. She understands that she is entitled to space, time, and respect, and she does not allow anyone to infringe upon those needs. This is particularly important in relationships, whether personal or professional. A strong woman is not afraid to speak up when something is not right, nor is she afraid to say no when necessary. Setting boundaries is not always easy, especially for women who have been socialized to prioritize others' needs over their own. But a strong woman knows that in order to care for others, she must first care for herself. She does not allow herself to be taken advantage of, manipulated, or disrespected. At the same time, she is compassionate and empathetic, understanding that boundaries are not about building walls, but about fostering healthy relationships based on mutual respect. A fifth characteristic of a strong woman is her ability to lead by example. Leadership is not about having a title or position of power. It is about the way one conducts themselves and influences others through their actions. A strong woman leads not by imposing her will on others, but by demonstrating integrity, kindness, and resilience. She is someone others look up to, not because she demands their respect, but because she earns it through her behavior. Leadership requires the courage to make difficult decisions, the willingness to take responsibility for those decisions, and the ability to inspire others to follow through on their own potential. A strong woman embodies these traits by living in alignment with her values and principles, even when it's not popular or easy. She encourages others to do the same, and in doing so, she creates an environment where those around her feel empowered to step into their own strength. A sixth sign of a strong woman is her ability to forgive both herself and others. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as condoning or excusing harmful behavior. In reality, forgiveness is a choice to let go of resentment and the desire for revenge. It is an act of personal strength and emotional freedom. A strong woman understands that holding on to grudges or anger is ultimately detrimental to her own well-being. She knows that the power to heal lies in her ability to forgive, not just others, but herself as well. Self-forgiveness is particularly important, as many women carry the weight of guilt, shame, and self-blame, often as a result of unrealistic expectations or societal pressures. A strong woman acknowledges her mistakes, learns from them, and then lets go of the past. She does not allow guilt to define her. Instead, she uses it as a tool for growth. In forgiving herself and others, she frees herself from the emotional burdens that might otherwise weigh her down, allowing her to move forward with clarity and peace of mind. Lastly, a strong woman is someone who is relentlessly committed to her own personal growth. She understands that life is a journey, not a destination, and that growth is a continual process. A strong woman is never satisfied with stagnation. She is always looking for ways to improve, whether it's through learning new skills, broadening her perspectives, or challenging her own beliefs. This commitment to self-improvement is not about perfection, but about the desire to become the best version of herself. A strong woman does not shy away from discomfort or hard work. She understands that real growth requires effort, discipline, and sometimes sacrifice. She is willing to invest in herself, whether that means prioritizing her health, developing new talents, or confronting her own fears and limitations. This growth is not driven by a desire to compete with others, but by a deep inner motivation to reach her fullest potential. In conclusion, the signs of a strong woman are not always outwardly obvious. Strength is not about physical power, dominating others, or fitting a particular mold. True strength lies in self-awareness, emotional maturity, resilience, boundary setting, leadership, forgiveness, and an unyielding commitment to personal growth. A strong woman does not seek validation from the outside world. She is rooted in her own sense of worth. She does not shy away from challenges, but faces them with courage and grace. She leads by example, fosters healthy relationships, and uses her strength to create positive change in her own life and the lives of others. Ultimately, a strong woman is someone who recognizes the power within herself and uses that power to navigate the complexities of life with integrity, compassion, and wisdom. A strong woman knows her own worth and is not reliant on external validation. She demonstrates emotional maturity by acknowledging her feelings, processing them in a healthy way, and responding constructively to challenges. A strong woman embraces adversity, sets healthy boundaries, and leads by example. She continuously strives for self-improvement and encourages others to do the same, recognizing that growth is a lifelong journey. True strength is not measured by physical power, the ability to control situations, or the dominance one might exert over others. Instead, it stems from a place of deep self-awareness and emotional maturity. These are the cornerstones of resilience, and they enable an individual to navigate the complexities of life with clarity, grace, and wisdom. When someone is emotionally mature, they have developed the ability to understand their own emotions and respond to them in a way that serves their well-being and the well-being of those around them. This form of strength allows them to maintain their composure in the face of adversity, make decisions rooted in wisdom rather than impulse, and cultivate meaningful, compassionate relationships. Self-awareness and emotional maturity are not qualities that come easily, nor are they necessarily innate. They are learned through experience, reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. These qualities are cultivated over time and require both a willingness to look inward and the ability to confront the truth about oneself. A strong woman who embodies these traits has likely faced her share of struggles. But rather than allowing those struggles to define or break her, she has used them as stepping stones to develop a deeper understanding of who she is and how she operates in the world. Through this process, she learns how to navigate her emotions, control her reactions, and most importantly, recognize the power of her own mind in shaping her experience of the world. Self-awareness involves the ability to step back and observe oneself from a neutral perspective. It means being able to identify one's emotions, thoughts, and behaviors without becoming consumed by them. For many, the tendency is to become entangled in one's emotions, to see them as who we are, rather than as temporary states that can be understood and processed. A woman who is self-aware does not confuse her anger with her identity. She can experience anger, for instance, but she is able to acknowledge it, trace its source, and assess whether it is a justified response or a reaction that stems from deeper unresolved issues. This level of awareness enables her to take conscious control over her responses. She knows that her emotions do not need to dictate her behavior, and that she is capable of responding with thoughtfulness and purpose, rather than reacting out of impulse or unconscious patterns. This ability to separate oneself from one's emotions is a powerful tool, as it creates space for more deliberate decision-making. Instead of acting on frustration or fear in ways that are later regretted, a self-aware woman can pause, reflect, and choose the best course of action. Emotional maturity allows for a nuanced understanding of one's feelings and motivations. It allows for a recognition of how past experiences shape present emotions, as well as an ability to see how one's emotional responses may impact those around them. Emotional maturity doesn't deny or suppress feelings, but rather acknowledges them, processes them, and chooses the healthiest, most constructive way to deal with them. Self-awareness is foundational because it enables emotional maturity to blossom. When a woman truly understands herself, her strengths, her weaknesses, her triggers, her value as she gains the clarity to navigate life with confidence, her awareness of her emotional landscape allows her to be honest with herself and others, not out of a desire to seek approval, but because she has the courage to stand in her truth. The strong woman who is self-aware doesn't shy away from difficult emotions. She faces them head-on. She can sit with discomfort, examine her fears or doubts, and ask herself what they are teaching her. She doesn't seek to avoid painful emotions, but rather learns from them, using them as tools for growth and self-discovery. This depth of understanding herself leads to greater confidence because she knows that she is capable of handling whatever life throws her way. Emotional maturity in many ways is about moving from reaction to response. It's about replacing knee-jerk emotional reactions with thoughtful, intentional actions. A mature person does not let emotions such as anger, jealousy, or resentment govern their decisions. Instead, they reflect on these emotions, consider their root causes, and then act with wisdom. For a woman to develop emotional maturity, she must learn to regulate her emotions, which does not mean suppressing them, but understanding them and responding to them in a way that fosters growth and connection rather than conflict and division. Emotional regulation is key in situations that are emotionally charged. For example, in moments of conflict, a woman who is emotionally mature can step back and consider the situation from multiple perspectives, instead of immediately defending herself or lashing out. This does not mean that she suppresses her feelings, but rather she acknowledges them, takes a breath, and then decides on the best course of action. Whether it's addressing an issue calmly, seeking compromise, or choosing not to engage in an argument, emotional maturity allows a person to navigate challenging conversations with a level of poise that is rare and incredibly valuable. This emotional regulation also extends to how one handles disappointment, failure, and setbacks. Life is full of obstacles, and it is easy to become disheartened when things don't go as planned. A strong woman, however, uses emotional maturity to cope with these inevitable challenges. She understands that failure is a part of life, and that it doesn't define her. She reframes failure as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. This mindset allows her to bounce back from setbacks with resilience rather than succumbing to despair. Emotional maturity also means recognizing that disappointment is a part of being human. Rather than letting disappointment spiral into bitterness or resentment, a woman who possesses emotional maturity can process the emotion, learn from the experience, and move forward with clarity and focus. One of the critical components of emotional maturity is the ability to set boundaries. When someone is emotionally mature, they understand the importance of preserving their emotional energy and protecting their well-being. They know how to say no when necessary, without feeling guilty or over-explaining. They know that boundaries are not about building walls, but about ensuring that their emotional resources are used in ways that are healthy and sustainable. A strong woman is someone who can establish clear boundaries in her relationships. Whether they are personal, professional, or familial, and stick to them. She is not afraid to assert herself, to communicate her needs, or to stand firm in the face of pressure. This ability to set boundaries often comes from self-awareness. The more a person understands their emotional triggers, their limits, and their needs, the more effectively they can set appropriate boundaries that protect their mental and emotional well-being. Establishing boundaries is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. It is an acknowledgement that you value yourself enough to protect your peace and ensure that your needs are met. Another critical aspect of emotional maturity is forgiveness. A mature woman understands that holding on to resentment or anger is ultimately destructive. Forgiveness is not about excusing the hurtful actions of others. It is about freeing oneself from the emotional burden of carrying that pain. Emotional maturity allows one to let go of grudges, not because the other person deserves forgiveness, but because the individual understands that holding on to negative emotions only harms themselves in the long run. Forgiveness is a way of reclaiming power and letting go of emotional baggage. A strong woman who practices forgiveness does so as an act of self-care, recognizing that her peace is more valuable than carrying the weight of bitterness. In addition to this, emotional maturity allows for greater empathy and compassion towards others. Because a woman who is emotionally mature understands her own emotions, she can more easily understand and relate to the emotions of others. She is able to listen without judgment, offer support when needed, and be a source of comfort for those who are struggling. Her emotional intelligence makes her an invaluable presence in relationships because she can navigate complex emotional dynamics with grace and understanding. She is able to offer both space and connection, knowing when to give others room to process their feelings and when to step in with compassion. At its core, emotional maturity is about embracing the complexity of human emotions and learning to navigate them with wisdom. It involves understanding that emotions are not the enemy, but rather, they are messengers that offer valuable insights into our inner worlds. By cultivating emotional maturity, a person is better able to handle life's ups and downs with balance and resilience. This maturity fosters personal growth and creates deeper, more meaningful connections with others. It enables a person to maintain a sense of calm even in the most chaotic of circumstances. It allows them to make decisions that are in alignment with their highest values, rather than simply reacting to the pressures of the moment. Self-awareness and emotional maturity, then, are not just about controlling one's emotions or behaving in a calm, composed manner. They are about cultivating an inner strength that enables an individual to navigate life with clarity, compassion, and purpose. These qualities form the foundation of true strength, the kind that is not dependent on external circumstances but is rooted in an understanding of who we are, what we need, and how we can contribute to the world around us in a meaningful way. When a person possesses both self-awareness and emotional maturity, they have the tools necessary to weather the storms of life, to build strong, supportive relationships, and to create a life that is aligned with their deepest values. Strength is not a static trait. It is a dynamic and evolving quality, rooted in resilience, leadership, and personal growth. These three elements intertwine to create an individual who can navigate the complexities of life with courage, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to self-improvement. While each of these aspects can stand alone as pillars of strength, it is when they are combined that they truly define what it means to be strong. Resilience allows a person to persevere through hardships. Leadership gives them the ability to influence and inspire others, and personal growth ensures they are constantly evolving into the best version of themselves. Resilience is the ability to withstand adversity and bounce back from life's setbacks. It is a quality that is often tested in the most challenging of circumstances, when the world seems to be pushing against you, and it feels as though the weight of the world is too much to bear. Resilience is what keeps a person moving forward in the face of hardship, refusing to be crushed by failure or adversity. Resilient individuals do not give up easily. They understand that obstacles are a natural part of life, and instead of allowing those obstacles to define them, they use them as opportunities for growth. At its core, resilience is about the ability to adapt to change. Life is unpredictable, and we cannot always control the challenges that come our way. However, we do have control over how we respond to those challenges. A resilient person recognizes that setbacks are not the end of the road but a detour, a chance to learn and grow. Whether it's a personal loss, a professional failure, or a sudden change in circumstances, resilience allows a person to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and continue moving forward. It is not about denying pain or pretending that everything is fine, but rather about accepting the difficulties that come with life and facing them head-on with a mindset of perseverance. Resilience does not mean that one is immune to emotions like grief, frustration, or disappointment. It means that, despite those emotions, a resilient person continues to push forward, even when things feel overwhelming. They understand that emotions, while powerful, are temporary, and they do not define their entire existence. A resilient individual has the strength to confront their challenges, learn from their experiences, and continue progressing, no matter how difficult the journey may be. Leadership, the second key component of strength, is the ability to influence, inspire, and guide others toward a common goal. Strong leadership is not about exerting control or power over others, but about empowering others to be their best selves. A strong leader leads by example, demonstrating integrity, humility, and resilience in the face of challenges. Leadership is not reserved for those in positions of authority. Anyone can be a leader, regardless of their title or position. True leadership comes from within, from the ability to inspire others through actions, words, and a commitment to shared values. Leadership requires a deep sense of self-awareness, as it is difficult to guide others effectively if you do not understand yourself. A strong leader must first understand their own strengths and weaknesses, their values, and their purpose. Only then can they lead with authenticity and purpose, inspiring others to follow in a way that is aligned with shared goals. A leader who is self-aware is also better equipped to listen to others, to understand their needs and concerns, and to foster an environment of trust and respect. True leadership is also about making difficult decisions, often when there is no clear or easy answer. It involves taking responsibility for the outcomes of those decisions, even when they are unpopular or challenging. A strong leader does not shy away from tough choices, but faces them with courage and integrity. Leadership is not about being right all the time or having all the answers. It is about being willing to take risks, to learn from mistakes, and to grow in the process. A leader who is committed to personal growth will continuously seek to improve their leadership skills, knowing that true leadership is a journey, not a destination. In addition to leading by example, strong leadership also involves empowering others. A good leader knows that they cannot accomplish everything on their own and that the success of any endeavor relies on the collective effort of the group. By empowering others, a leader fosters a sense of ownership and accountability within the team. When people feel that their contributions are valued, they are more likely to invest themselves fully in the success of the group. Leadership, therefore, is not just about giving orders. It is about creating an environment where others feel encouraged, supported, and capable of achieving their full potential. The third pillar of strength, personal growth, is the continuous process of becoming a better, more complete version of oneself. Personal growth is not a destination, but a lifelong journey of learning, self-reflection, and self-improvement. It requires a commitment to expanding one's horizons, pushing beyond the limits of comfort, and embracing new experiences. A person committed to personal growth does not settle for mediocrity. They strive to be the best version of themselves, constantly challenging themselves to evolve, adapt, and improve. Personal growth requires self-reflection and self-awareness. It is about understanding who you are, what you value, and where you want to go in life. It involves identifying areas of your life where you can improve, whether it's in your relationships, your career, your health, or your mindset. Personal growth is not about perfection, but about progress. It is the ongoing process of learning from both successes and failures, of pushing yourself to new limits, and of becoming more aligned with your deepest values. Personal growth often involves stepping outside of your comfort zone. Growth cannot happen if you continue to do the same things in the same way. To grow, you must be willing to try new things, take risks, and confront your fears. It is in these moments of discomfort that the greatest growth occurs. A person committed to personal growth is not afraid to fail because they understand that failure is an integral part of the learning process. They see setbacks as opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve, rather than as signs of personal inadequacy. The journey of personal growth also involves cultivating resilience. As you grow, you will inevitably face challenges and obstacles. However, these challenges do not have to derail your progress. Instead, they can be viewed as part of the process, an opportunity to strengthen your resilience and further refine your skills. Personal growth and resilience are deeply connected. The more you grow, the more resilient you become. And the more resilient you become, the more you are able to grow. A strong person is committed to personal growth because they recognize that they are always evolving. They are not satisfied with stagnation or complacency, but are constantly seeking ways to improve themselves and their circumstances. They understand that growth is not always linear, and that setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey. However, they also know that each step, no matter how small, brings them closer to their fullest potential. Personal growth is about aligning your actions with your values, pushing through challenges with determination, and embracing change as a necessary part of life's journey. Resilience, leadership, and personal growth work together to create a foundation of strength that allows a person to face the challenges of life with courage, confidence, and a sense of purpose. Resilience enables a person to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward. Leadership empowers others and fosters collaboration, and personal growth ensures that an individual is constantly evolving into a better version of themselves. Together, these elements form the essence of true strength. Strength is not about avoiding difficulties or seeking constant comfort. It is about facing challenges head-on, learning from them, and emerging stronger on the other side. It is about leading with authenticity and integrity, inspiring others through action rather than words, and committing to the lifelong process of becoming the best version of yourself. True strength is not something that can be measured by external accomplishments or accolades. It is an internal quality that comes from resilience in the face of adversity, the ability to lead and inspire, and the relentless pursuit of personal growth. With these qualities, a person can face anything life throws their way, knowing that they have the strength within themselves to overcome it.